If you want to play high-level football, you need to have high-level players in your team. I think in today's 3-0 win, this was the purest evidence in regards to those ideas and the level of football we saw today. The level of football, the one-touch passing, the movement, the audacity, the flair, the confidence. We absolutely brutalized Burnley today. We absolutely played them off the park. They couldn't cope against us. We were able to break them down in multiple ways. And the reason why I started off by saying to play high-level football, this football we saw today, you need to have the right personnel to do that. If you look at the team right now, you see upgrades in every single position. Down the left-hand side in particular, with Ben Chilwell signing one of the signings of the season. What he's brought down that left-hand side, his ability to, time his overlapping runs to complete perfection, the quality you get from his delivery, passing angles he creates, the width he provides, his technical ability as well, very good in tight areas too, and of course, his amazing aerial presence because he has excellent technique where he basically comes in like this with his shoulder, which is, technique that I used to see from Michael Ballack back in the day. So Ben is a very serious player. And when you have a serious player like this in your team, then serious things are going to happen. Look at the team right now. We've got Ziyech, the best African football player in the world. The imagination, the fluidity, the calm, the presence he's brought in the final third already. And this is a Ziyech that still isn't 100% fit yet, as we're seeing by Lampard still having to substitute him off before games ends. We're seeing the calm, composure and presence that Thiago Silva is bringing from the back. The way that he's marshalling that back line to perfection. He's in constant communication with Kurt Zouma and they have an outstanding partnership blossoming right now. These two are amazing aerially. They're amazing 1v1. They can play out from the back. They can out-strength most defenders too, and they can outsmart most attackers as well. When you have a backline like this, and when you have a goalkeeper behind them who has that presence, that personality, that calm. There was one moment in that game where, as the game was ending, Mendy plays an excellent pass down the left-hand side that finds Timo Werner, and it's that type of newfound quality that we now have in the team. Because ultimately, top 4 clubs rely upon having the quality players, the best players that can bring the ideas of the manager to fruition. With Frank Lampard, I've been saying for such a long time, the criticism is too short-sighted. It's too two-dimensional. It's only focusing on the now. It's not considering what the plan is. People might be saying, Nini, we're seeing great things with the 4-3-3. If this was the case, why didn't Lampard do this from the start? What was he waiting for? This is completely his fault, it's all on him, but this isn't how the game works. There's been no pre-seasons which has affected the entire league, is evident to see. And of course, Lampard needs to work on tactical principles. Like, we need to remember, we're a top 4 team. We're not going to go into a season with just one tactic. Lampard's, we've seen that he likes to have at least 3 formations. And it's been quite evident that the 3 formations we are going to use this season is going to be the 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, and 3-4-3. Lampard's has come here with a plan the entire time. And we're seeing this plan come to life right now, you guys. It's been a grind. A lot of persistence, a lot of work, a lot of, lot going against us time and time again. And Lampard this entire time has been doing a job where he has to balance the team out. When he's been working with a team that constantly has injuries left, right and centre, how can you build that momentum with the system and the tactics? Lampard's working with players that he ideally probably doesn't want. He inherited these guys like your Alonso's, your Emerson's, etc. And as we're seeing with our new signings from this summer, the level of performance that they're providing down these areas is something that we just haven't seen for a very, very long time. And right now, you guys, it really does feel like we're going back to the 14-15 season where we had that incredible summer we signed Cesc, Costa, etc. And we're playing the type of football now. That control in the final third, that dominance, that flair, that arrogance that you want to see in your team, a team of this size and nature, is coming back, you guys. And you do not understand how excited I am. I knew this was going to come. I've been telling you guys, I've been persisting with this for so long. And I have to say, we have to start giving respect to Frank Lampard. For too long, I feel like the criticism against him has just been a bit too short-sighted not even considering the overall vision that Lampard is trying to bring here. But I think after today, you guys, I think it was evident to see what's going to be happening at this club right now. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. And before I continue with the match review today, you guys, today's video is brought to you by OneFootball. If you download the OneFootball app right now, you get the opportunity to vote for your man of the match. For me, I think that has to be Ziyech. I thought he was absolutely running the game again today. And you can also see the other stats coming throughout the game as well. The match facts, the details, and of course, the press conferences, the player interviews, and the manager interview afterwards as well. So what you guys are waiting for? It's a great hub, and you'll find the link below in the description. Of course, I want to say that Lampard got the lineup right. I said in my preview that I have to see 4-3-3. No excuses now. After getting that teaser versus Krasnodar, I felt like I saw enough in the team that, okay, now's the time to use the system. Of course, the only surprise omission from the team was Christian Pulisic, who picked up a slight knock near the end, and in came Tammy Abraham to replace him instead. Now, personally, I felt like this was the right call to make because Tammy played a very crucial part with his link-up play and his ability to hold the ball and obviously just hold back that Burnley defensive line. You know, Tammy's occupying their two defenders, and when you have players like Werner, Mount, Kai, etc., that make runs off behind, they like to play between the lines. You know, Tammy is that great focal point to have to help create even more space. So tactically, everything was perfect. We saw a strong team. I saw that midfield that I wanted to see with Mason Mount, Kante, and Kai Havertz, and one-touch football, the interchanging. You know what? I need to actually calm down a tiny bit, you guys. I'm getting a bit too carried away, I know, but to see this style of football that I knew that, you know, this is what I've been dreaming to see for a very long time. Back when I was like critiquing your Mourinho's and your Contes and, you know, managers with their negative pragmatic styles, I was thinking, listen, we can do better than this. We can do more than this. I've seen it before. You know, let's start to have that ambition and that confidence to play like a dominant team we are. And, you know, Lampard's come in. He's bringing those ideals here and those principles here, and today was just such an exceptional game. But to be honest, let me just continue with this match review. Moving on to Burnley, and to be honest, there wasn't much that Burnley could really do. I think that with the addition of having another player in the final thirds, I think obviously the two midfield players playing in front of Kante, they were basically able to pin back Burnley's midfield lines. So basically what this meant was that they couldn't really afford to press, because if they did, they'd be creating space in behind for maybe a Mount or Kai Havertz moving to that half space. So what this effectively meant was that when it came to building up from the back, we were constantly going 3v2 against Burnley. And of course, the minute quality teams like us can easily play out from the back, it's a matter of time until you're breaking down these stubborn teams like Burnley. So for me, I felt like Burnley defended quite well for, you know, bits of the game. It's some great quality, but I just think that our quality was just too much to handle. And of course, naturally, they couldn't keep up with it. So, you know, moving on, let's talk about some of the goals today, starting with the first goal. And this was scored by Ziyech in the 26th minute. Now, this was a great goal. Seeing the replays, obviously, Ziyech obviously plays the ball in that area specifically, seeing that the goalkeeper was already moving to the left-hand side. So this is the type of added composure and class that world-class players bring, you know, the best African player in the world brings. It was really great link-up play to create that opportunity in the first place, and once that goal went in, that effectively meant that the game was basically in our favour, and it was a matter of time until the second goal came. So that was a bit of a wait. It came in the second half, and it came courtesy of King Kurt Zouma. Now, I actually tweeted earlier, you guys, that has Kurt Zouma done it now? Has he mastered his timing in the air? Now, as fans, it's been very frustrating to see Zouma over the years constantly getting amazing positions that, you know, most players don't get into inside the books. And every single time, he's either going too high in the air or it's not enough direction and control with his header. Right now, you guys, he's already got 3 goals from set pieces this season. And when you consider that he's one of the best, if not the best, aerial player in the league. He's been winning over 70% of his aerial duels for many, many seasons now. He's one of the best aerial players I've seen. And the fact that he is adding this type of technical class to his game is why I've always had faith in him, because he's a player that commits, works hard and improves. So Kurt Zouma today, exceptional, great goal, and it's great to see the strides he's been making since getting opportunities back into the team. And of course, finishing off the third goal, again, great pressing play. You can really see all the work and effort that's been going into our press for this season. We're looking exceptional. This is another clean sheet, and when you consider that the third consecutive clean sheet, when has this ever happened? Would you even expect it to happen this early? It's crazy what's happening right now, and this combination of using our players in their best position, in their best formation, which is a 4-3-3, is really just elevating our pressing game even more by having, intense players in the middle of the field like Mason Mount with Kai, with Kante and behind. I think it's a beautiful midfield, and to be honest, if I had one slight grievance, and it's a personal one because I'm a fanboy, this is why I was disappointed when Ruben went on loan, because I was thinking we're going to be using 4-3-3 soon. Ruben's been used out of position. The minute you play him there, you're going to start to see him come back to his best. So I felt like it was a bit too short-sighted. I'm praying there's an option to recall him back in January. But, moving on back into the game, our counter-pressing created the third goal. Incredible play from Reece James, who for me, I'm telling you guys, probably by next season, everyone's going to see Reece James as a world-class player, because when he plays, he looks like one of the best players in the team. I mean, he's an incredible player. The positions he was picking up throughout the game today, for me, he is like a Philip Lahm, he is like a Kimmich, he is that style of player. He has that same mentality too. He's a leader, he plays with conviction, and great play by him to win that ball. And then the way we just made that third goal look so easy. Ziyech playing a perfect pass into Werner, who then uses the right technique and hits the ball into the bottom right corner. How many times have we seen possibilities like this and opportunities like this where we fumble it and mess it up? This is what better players bring. They bring that added composure in these areas, in these moments. And, to become a big team, you need the players. It's a relationship between the tactics, the manager, the assembly of the squads. That's how it works. It's not just managers that can just dictate, find the perfect tactics and then just get you winning. It don't work like that. I know this review is quite long, but to be honest, I've got a ton to talk about, and I hope a lot of you guys do watch to the end. But to wrap up with a few of my final thoughts on the game, I want to speak about N'Golo Kante again for a bit, because, I feel like some of the critique against him not being able to play as a DM has just been so short-sighted that it's been really annoying for me, I'm not going to lie. It's just like when I'm seeing Kante playing one touch throughout his entire career, I'm seeing him play passes to the right foot with a perfect rate. I've seen the cute balls, I've seen him move it first time. Listen, when players play first touch and first time, they tend to be the better ones, and there's a reason why Kante is one of the best players in his position. It's not because he has world-class physical capabilities, it's because of his technical abilities and his intelligence too. He can play in that position. He's proven his effectiveness at why he's better to be played as a DM of your Jorginhos and your covers. And this is what Kante is bringing to Lampard's team, and honestly, it's the perfect glue to have, and he's made us improve so much when it comes to stopping counter-attacks from teams. So Kante controlled the game perfectly, outstanding passing technique today, put on an amazing show. This is what world-class players bring, and just to end my thoughts, you guys, it was just so entertaining to see us break down Burnley in so many different ways. The way we were able to open up the spaces between the lines, constantly finding Ben down the left-hand side, who was, really creating that width perfectly. Everything was well tuned, everything was finely drilled, and you could really see the partnerships blossoming. And it massive credit goes to the club for the recruitment this summer, signing the right players that everyone knew could literally play together just like that. And I think that maybe some special things would happen this season. But to give my closing thought, I think one of the most exciting things too about the potential of this team was when Kai was subbed off for Jorginho. Now, what was so exciting about that was that, imagine, we now have the opportunity at 3-0 up to bring on Jorginho, who can control the game, the perfect antidote to control the game in the final 20 minutes, the perfect player for that. You can then move N'Golo Kante with his amazing defensive capabilities further forwards in a box-to-box role. I mean, that alone is going to get us so many points this season, because we aren't going to concede as many goals as games near their end. So already the details that was in this game today, I suggest you guys watch it again. This was really if not the best ever footballing performance under Lampard's team. Exceptional stuff. And there you guys, it's my very long ass match review. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm the EFC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos.